I know we're gonna talk about that, right?
I mean, if you want to, I really
That's
don't.
not, but that's not the thing. Is that's not my department. But like, even I was watching it, like, wow. I was like,
blatant.
I was like, the thing I posted, I was like, I've felt a lot of ways about white privilege. I've never been in awe of it. It was like watching, like you like I wasn't surprised. It's like Kevin Durant scoring like 80 points. You're not surprised he did that, but you're watching it like, this is amazing.
It's
like
amazing, man.
They're literally just in there, just walking around. I'm like, I had to go. I got my brother. I'm like, my mom called me. Look at this. It's white folks. These white folks in the Capitol.
The white folk in the Capitol.
They in the Capitol. What?
They just walking around.
And they
surprised. And surprised when they get called on the shit.
That shit's crazy. That's amazing. I can't even. I still can't wrap my brain around it, especially being from this area. Like, you go to DC for stuff. I got family who work for the government, so you know how much it takes to get inside of a government building.
Yeah.
So the fact that they just walked in there and was just chilling.
Yep. They just let them on in, man.
That's amazing. Is there a black equivalent?
No. No way.
No aspect of life of just being able to walk in. Let's not even just say America. Let's say the world. Being able to just walk in, go in the government building, right, and just put your feet up and just literally just kick back.
Dog.
There wasn't any like desperation, like, okay, let's get in, get out type shit. They was like, all right, we here.
No, they were good.
The
feedback, wiping poop on the walls, bruh.
Did they do that?
Yes. They weren't trying to hide it, dog. It's so crazy. It's a time when you can wear a mask and still be kind of hidden, and they didn't wear a mask for that reason. Like,
right. At least black people, it's like, you remember, like, what was that, Minister Society? Stop showing people the motherfucking tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They was like, not only selling the tape, they was making copies of it.
They was making copies of it. They was posting about it. They was doing boosted ads on Instagram about, look what we did. Some of them people are proud though, man. They're proud to be like that.
That shit is wild to me.
They wanted everybody to see, man. And and Trump knows this. He knows that his team knows what they're doing.
Exactly. That's what I was telling somebody. Like, I'm not super political, but like the right, they really stick together. That's what they got over the left, I feel like.
Well, that is true. They do stick together.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Because like, okay, so like some like even now, Trump is like the top of the top. Those people are like the goons. They're like the low,
yes,
right?
Exactly. Right. That's exactly what it is.
And he's still not going to condemn them. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the left, we say the wrong thing on this podcast, you're done for.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't parse it. You cut off. Yeah.
That's why it's hard for us to win. I say us like I'm liberal, but I'm not. No black person can look at the Republicans and go, they are not racist.
Right.
If you do, then you either think you're either trying to be a Steven and ignore it, or you're just completely ignorant to the fact.
Do you think they know they're being that though?
I think they know, and I think they don't care. Black Republicans, I mean.
Even if you don't like you say you agree with the policies for whatever reason, right? That's one thing. But still to put the hat on and then still walk around like, hey, look at me, I'm one of them. That's like, it's weird.
Okay, so I got made fun of not all the way through high school, more so like, it was pretty mild actually, but I know black ridicule. Me and Frankie talked about it, like black ridicule will make you do some crazy stuff, right?
Such as how? And you grew up,
like,
but you grew up around white people too, right?
I grew up mostly around black people because in Texas we didn't mix like that back then.
Okay.
You know, and the white people that were with us they weren't like
they was niggas.
Country white boys. They were like, yo, what's up? Did you hear that new UGK? Like
they Paul Walls.
They were Paul Walls, right?
Okay.
You know, now, dog, you know,
they wear the blue jean shorts and the Jordan 4s, them dudes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
$64 cologne, bitch.
Yeah. So, I know the type. They got the buzz
easy
cut.
Karate. So they were cool. They were down. And, you know, the white people that we didn't mess with usually wore really tight Wranglers, boots, and they all dipped.
Mm-hmm.
So if we knew one of those three characteristics, you're like, don't mess with that dude, man.
Right.
They got their team. We got our team. It's all good. The only time I really started hanging out with white people, I played soccer. So I kind of hung out with white people then. And I was the only black dude on the team. And I quit in 9th grade because of black ridicule. Like,
oh, you mean ridiculing you for being black?
Ridiculing me.
I see what you mean. Ridiculed by black people. I see what you mean.
Ridiculed by black people for anything. But especially.
I see what you mean.
I feel a little ashy. Especially, though, if you're doing something different than all the other black people are doing, right? I got out of soccer. Now look at soccer, right?
Right.
If you played soccer, like I would have been traveling all over the world, right? I'd have an 8-pack.
And that's before Serena and Venus and Tiger Woods got into the oddball sports.
Before the niggas started taking over.
Right. Now it's cool.
Now it's cool.
Before Lewis Hamilton. Yeah.
Right. Before Lewis. Yeah. So black ridicule, I can imagine if you think about getting completely like decimated every day you went to school for something weird that you do, and then getting away from that
and finding people who accept you,
and then you find people accept you. Boom, black Republicans.
You think that's what? Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Also, I think a lot of them are opportunists, like Candace Owens. She seems real opportunist.
Okay, they just kind of out for themselves. They want the money.
They want the money. She does the thing that they do, which is she does the Ann Coulter.
I just found out who she was, and I got mad because my tweets be bombing, right? Like all my comic books should be bombing, and then the tweet beneath it is like, Candace Owens, snark, snark, snark. And I'm like, who is this chick that every tweet that mentions her is like 10,000 tweets? And my brilliant shit about Wolverine is getting 3 likes from like people I know. And that day I looked her up and I was like, really? This is what I'm competing with right now.
It's so simple though. It's so simple. If you really need some money, all you gotta do is come out against black people. Just switch on your side.
And they'll make you famous. Black Twitter will make you famous.
Famous because white people are looking for soft shoes.
Yeah, so that's true.
They're always going to be looking for that.
The people who you mentioned, the ones who became Republicans because they got decimated in high school.
Tim Scott.
Do you think that because we all got decimated in high school though?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
That's a part of being black. Like you got joned on. It's just, are you going to laugh with them? Or it's almost like a rite of passage.
Yeah.
If you can't take that, then maybe you should. maybe
you should switch sides. Dog, we called it high side. You going to get high sided on, dog.
High side, we call it joning. Yeah.
Joning,
I can see like elementary, middle school, it could be kind of mean. It's like the bullying thing, kind of.
Yeah.
But once at least for me anyway, once I got to high school, that shit became fun.
It was fun.
Like I couldn't wait to get to certain class, and I wasn't the coolest dude. I was like, oh, they're gonna roast the shit out of me today, and this shit is gonna be fun. Yeah. But there's always that one dude that can't take it. Like he want to fight afterwards, kind of shit.
If people laugh too hard at your jokes at them, then they get mad. But that's the thing, like. those people that couldn't take it usually are the ones, like I'm reading some of my high school class on Facebook, them the ones that become the Republican.
Do you think some can go the other way? They become like them extra wokes, like don't say that, don't do this because they was hurt by it and never told anybody?
Ain't no extra wokes in my high school, man. What they are is they're extra woke about their one topic.
Whatever their thing is, yeah, right.
Yeah, so if they were gay back then they're extra woke about gay, but they don't like Chinese people. Or it's always something where they go, like, that's that Texas in you right there. What you say about transsexuals? What'd you say? You
know, it's weird. I've never seen a gay person who's extra militant about being gay. It's always just, it's other people. It's never like gay people. I haven't seen a lot of shit. Let me explain to people listening to this podcast. I live in isolation, so I don't know shit about the world.
Building? You look like
I'm in a basement. This is where I've been for like the last however many months it's been.
Lord have mercy, dude.
Yeah, this is how I live my life.
In your mom's basement?
No, my little brother's basement. No, I moved up. I stepped it up. My little brother's basement.
I'm not gonna do. I mean, I could do an official intro. I'll do an intro at the beginning, and then, but we'll just get into it because. So what have you been in you say your brother's basement?
Yeah, for like eight months, however long it's been.
8-9 months.
It was March.
Where were you at before?
My brother's basement in another house.
Jesus, so
that's a lot of basement life. Yeah, they moved.
A lot of basement life. What's the worst part of living in basements? Is it cold, like I would imagine?
No, I'm good. Bugs? It's a little lonely, but I'm used to being lonely. How long you know me? I'm always lonely.
I know.
But like,
yeah,
the basement is cool. It's almost like I'm getting older now, and like I'm suffering the consequences of how I lived my 20s. Hey, you knew me in my 20s. I was comedy. I don't care about people. Comedy. No friends. Comedy. And now I'm like mid-30s, and I'm like, probably should have made some friends. I should have went on some dates with some girls, you know?
No, that would you'd really be in a bad way if you would if you had a woman under you trying to get you to do more stuff because you'd hate yourself.
Well, I had that, but then they always end up rolling for that reason because it's like all I care about is comedy.
Yeah.
But now mid-30s, I'm like, I'm trying to course correct now. But what's happening, you meet girls, and you know this. I'm too honest. I overshare.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is my story. This is who I am. Do you want to deal with this? I don't bullshit them.
Hide yourself.
Yeah, you got it.
Hide yourself.
But look, can we at least admit that you're lying when you do that?
Yes, of course.
Okay, because there are people always try to sugarcoat it. Like, no, you're not lying. You're lying. That's what you're doing.
You're lying. Yeah, definitely. But that's the thing. Not lying. You're just not saying part of the story. Like
that's lying.
That
so if I'm like, okay, you come to my house and I'm like,
go ahead.
If I'm like, there's an animal in the basement, a cute little animal down there. You're like, okay, and it's like a Rottweiler down there. I should have told you it's a Rottweiler instead of just being like, there's an animal there. There's a pet down there. I got a pet.
There is a way to be honest and also like, what's the overshare? Is the overshare, hey, I don't have a job. I just do comedy and you're going to be competing with that? Or is the overshare, I'm focusing on my, on things that I would like to do. And if you want to hang out, the first few dates should just be, hey, let's hang out and have fun together. And don't get into I
don't want to waste time.
You want to
I don't want to waste anybody's time. I appreciate life. So I don't want to waste your time. If I know, I'm like, I'm not going to be into this. Next, especially now, because you deal with girls now, so everybody's so daggone woke and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fine, but I'm like, we probably not going to work out.
Woke meaning the conversation.
You talk to a girl, you can't say this, don't say that, kind of, and you be, and a lot of times that's probably in my head because the internet.
Yeah.
So it's like you walking on shells around people. Now it's like, what if I say this? She might get
Yeah.
What if she's one of those? I went out with one girl I thought for sure was one of those, and she was not one of those, which was cool. I was like, oh,
What happened?
you ignorant as I am. No, I just thought she would be like based on her profile and shit. I thought she would be very like, you know,
Yeah.
She was
Don't
mad
say
niggerish.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. But I mean, the types who like the ones who have like, if they have like he, she, they, like the pronouns in there.
Yep.
It's like, that's fine. I'm good. It's just, and it's the same thing as a girl who have like scriptures in her, you know what I'm saying, in her profile or whatever she believe in. It's like, you really, really, yeah, you're really, really into that thing. And like, I'm not really, really into anything but like
except
comic
comedy.
books and shit. Yeah, except for comedy. So like,
and comic books.
I don't know if we're gonna mesh because I'm not. And you can talk shit about comedy. I don't care because I talk shit about comedy. I'm not like religious about it. You know what I'm saying?
But you should be able to, because if you think long term, there's gonna be stuff. Yeah, y'all need to get away from each other. So you go do your whatever sewing thing. I'm trying to think of
sewing because it's 1920.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what women
go make
do.
me some food.
Yeah, nah.
But that's the thing. If you can meet somebody who has their own thing, that's fine. But in my 20s, I wouldn't meet girls who had their own thing. They're like, I would be with me, build me. And I'm like, for what? Just to sit around and look at each other?
But that's on us though, because women are always trying to, they always try to be with us. And then we have to say, hey, look, I can't today. And then they just have to go do something else. And then,
I don't get that often, but I know what you mean. The average dude.
Yeah, because if they like you, then they want to see you all the time. What they don't know, but what we know, and this is just like male, it might sound misogynist, they're working against their own, like our own best interest. If you see a lot of me, you're going to lose interest.
Right. That's with anything.
You have to, exactly. So you have to, they're going to want to see you all the time. You have to go, hold up. And, today I need some time to do this. So be righteous though. As Patrice would always say, be righteous.
I don't want to see any woman all the time.
But that's the thing. That's when it's righteous. Hey, look, today I need some time to think about. Don't be like, look, bitch, I need some time away from you. You got to say something like, hey, today I got to work on my project here, and then I got this other project. Project is a very important word to learn. All right. Project will set you free. Hey, I got this comedy project I'm working on. I'm gonna need some time to think about it and work through it. So look,
it might not even be work stuff though.
It don't have to be.
It might be like I might just not want to. I don't want to see somebody all the time.
Nobody does.
Go live your life. I don't need you. I don't need you around me all the time.
When I with your friends and talk about me.
What's that quote? Something breeds something.
What?
That's a good quote. Something
Contempt?
like it's like being apart breeds better.
Participation.
Like it's better when I don't see you all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I think comedy is like kind of broken now. It's like too much content. I feel like it's just too. I'm just getting to that point. It's too much stuff.
Speak on it.
I think it's too much stuff now.
Well, first of all, let's go back right quick because you said profile. Are you doing the Instagram thing? I know y'all younger dudes do.
What you mean profile? Where did I say profile?
You said profile like when you read their profile. Is it?
Oh no, I'm talking about. I'm not on the apps. I'm talking about just looking at their social media stuff.
Yeah.
Doing detective work through that.
See, I just learned that. Like a lot of younger dudes, like people don't do dating apps as much. Younger dudes, they do like they just go to Instagram or what's the new one now?
I don't slide into DMs either. I don't do that either. I've tried to do. No, because then it's on record how bad you are with girls. You know what? That shit is embarrassing. I got one or two in my 20s where I've tried to hey, let's be friends. Girl, though. Yeah, still, she has record, and they didn't work out, so they have like a full internet record. And look how lame this dude is.
Yeah, They gonna
See,
do
that's
what
the
they
thing.
gonna do, man.
You don't have that fear though, do you? Of like, what if she think I'm
What?
dumb? What if she thinks I'm weird? I got that.
Not
That shit is
really.
big. You know why I have that? Well, you got a younger sister, right?
But yeah, my sister's 40.
Okay.
Oh no, she's 41. I'm 42. So
So
she's
y'all
not
around the
that much.
same age. See,
Yeah.
I've had a lifetime of just women in my family like clowning dudes. So like
Yes.
I go,
Oh, that black ridicule. That right there.
well, yep, there you go. That should be
Black
the
ridicule.
that's the
And
overall
dog,
theme.
that might be the title, Black Ridicule. Because go ahead. Because I got something on the black woman family thing.
Yeah, they just. I mean, I can remember being younger and seeing dudes try to holler at like my aunt. Look at this lame ass. You know what I'm saying? Or like my sisters will still call me. Let me tell you what this whack ass dude said to me on the train today. And it ain't
Yeah.
like this new thing where it's like you have shamed black women, and you know it's like all that kind of shit. They write a think piece about it. It's just like look at this whack ass, lame ass, whatever. That's why I didn't understand the catcalling thing at first. Because, like, in my space, you could do all the catcalling you want around black women, but don't be scared when they come back at you and hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
You remember that video came out a few years ago where the girl was walking around the street and showing you how they get, like, harassed or whatever. And I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. Because I know better than to do that because the women in my neighborhood will fry you if you come at them wrong. They will hurt your feelings.
But that's, once again, it depends on, most people ain't from the hood.
I'm not from the hood. I'm just from a black area. It's not the hood.
That's what I mean. I mean the hood, but I'm in black area.
Okay.
But most people ain't from a tough area. I'll say it like that.
Right.
Where it's not necessarily the hood, but it's an area where, motherfucker, you better get your shit together.
Like you gotta take care of yourself.
You gotta take care of yourself, right?
Like nobody's coming to help you.
No. And which means so I'm a dude that's not about like drama. I'm not gonna I'm not yelling at a woman on the street.
Right.
Okay. Mostly because that doesn't work.
Right. It never works. Yeah.
It never works.
Or has it? Because what compels a dude to do that?
What compels him to do it is the idea that we do a lot of things that are we don't realize we're doing it, but what it means is they've seen other dudes do it, right? And get turned down. So if they feel like a real effort is yelling at a woman on the street and then instantly getting mad at them, that to me is, I didn't have a chance with her.
It's
from
insecurity.
The beginning.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't have a chance with her from the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ruin it on my terms.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
That's never worked.
And they won't do it by themselves a lot of times too. It's
lot of times
for other dudes.
For other dudes, right. Yeah.
But I've seen it also happen where like,
hey girl, hey.
Right. Because if them dudes weren't there though, it wouldn't be a thing.
No. If the dudes weren't there, they might have a shot. First of all, it's hard to stop somebody when they're on the move anyway. Right.
They're doing something.
But it's much easier to talk to somebody at a library or at a grocery stores are the best. Because
grocery stores are good.
They're good because their guard is down and it's less creepy. Like the earlier in the day it is, the less creepy you are. You're not being disrespectful. It's just like what is this kind of fruit? Because women pick weird fruits. Have you seen the real hairy? It's like a little. No, but it's like red hairs. It's like it looks Caribbean or something.
That seems like some Star Wars shit.
I wish I could, but when you take it out, like that's just the shell. When you take it out, it looks like a giant grape.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, you'll probably see it now. But it comes in like a package. It comes like a package of like 8 or whatever.
Oh no, right? I ain't seen that.
And you just ask what is this? What is this fruit? Where are you from?
See, I ain't got it like that. I seen
women will, if they like you, they'll break down into. But that's the thing is like you get so afraid of talking to women, especially now with the mask on, but we get afraid of talking to women because of that environment, because of
Black ridicule.
because of black ridicule. And it's not just black ridicule. We can't say it like that. It's just because of the backlash of, you know, I think some women are insecure. So if a dude is talking to them, they instantly go, oh, I got clout now. So if you're trying to get at me and I don't like you, they don't go, oh, I'm sorry. I don't think this is,
Right.
They go, who you think you is? You tried to talk to me at the grocery store. It's like, you ain't got to make it a big production. Just say nothing. But that's the thing too, on the back end, it's a lot of dudes that can't handle that rejection. So you're really risking a lot walking up to somebody, but that is it worth the risk? You got to look at them in those leggings.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to decide, is it worth the risk of getting yelled at?
Them dudes don't lose though. Or they win. They win more than somebody like me can win. I got like 2 hollers in me per year. But I really try to I'm gonna try to date this girl and it don't work out. I seen this one dude. I seen this dude coming out of
just try to talk to him.
Seen this guy coming out of Big Hunt one night. You know when the clubs be popping and everything like that.
Yep.
This girl was walking by. I was like behind, I think he was by himself, but he walked past this girl, right? She looked good. It was Saturday night. She looked like what girls look like. I said her and her friend.
By yourself? Her and her friend.
I think it was her and a friend, right? And the dude walked by them. I think it was a dude with him. And I just watched him walk by and the girl said, damn, I want to suck on that pussy. And she just kept walking. She heard it and was just like, and just kept walking. And I was just like, damn, that's so much confidence. I wouldn't even if you were to tell me, go tell that girl hi, I would freeze up. But he's just like, yeah, one girl want to suck on that pussy. How do you get that confidence to do that?
That ain't confidence. He didn't
you don't
say
think it's
anything
confidence?
to her.
He said he told her he wanted to see. He opened with, I want to suck on that pussy.
But that's not confidence. That's insecurity. There's a way to approach. If he had done it the right way, it would have been a lie. First of all, where are they going and where is he going? Right? All he had to do was do an about face. Now if I was interested, this is what I would do. Right? If I was that interested, instead of saying, yo, I want to suck on that pussy. that shit is it's such a cop out, right? Because either way, she's going to either say no, and if she says yes, then you go, oh, this bitch nasty.
Exactly. That's what a lot of
confidence.
That's what a lot of girls do to dudes who be doing too much. Some dudes,
that's why they do that.
This big dick and girl will be like, pull it out. And then he just shut up for the rest of the train ride. He don't have nothing to say.
Because that was his whole plan was to get rejected. So, but he feel like
he's like, I'm gonna lose on my terms. I see what you mean.
On my terms, but he feel like he did something but if he said, hey, where y'all going? What's up? Y'all going home? Or something like that. That's kind of like inviting. Y'all going home already?
I see what you mean.
But that's when you hang out with them more. Oh no, we're going to women are very giving creatures, man. And that's the issue, is that they feel like they have to be tough because dudes ain't yelling at them. Dudes are yelling at them.
And they kind of have to be, right.
And they kind of have to be because we ain't shit sometimes. So that's on the front end though, because we don't know how to initiate, right?
I can't initiate worth of shit. I'm terrible.
Practice initiating. Don't try to date anybody. Just talk
It's
to
not
them.
even dating. Well, that's what the thing. Just like, I want to be friends with that girl. And I'll talk to him. I usually get the number.
That's
I
worse.
usually get the what? I want to be what? I want to be her friend.
I want to be your friend. Give me your number.
She seems nice. I like looking at her face.
You say that in your head, though. You don't say.
Oh, I'll say that. Now I'll say that to her. I'll say I enjoy your conversation, and you got a good face. You got a good face.
You got a good face.
Let's be friends. I don't open with that, but I'm saying just girls I know who are around. You know what I'm saying? You girls from on your regular routine. Yeah. You seem nice. You got a good face.
Yeah.
Talk some. Let's be friends or something.
I wouldn't say that. But we're different. Once again, different age. But also, I never go for friendship as like, it just kind of either it'll go in that direction or we either just kind of stop talking.
See, that's where I'm at now. I'm just trying to just have friends, just build up my roster. You know what I'm saying? Just have a roster.
But you trying to, you sneak macking. You gotta be up forward. At some point, you gotta put your dick on the table.
I mean, I've told girls that too. I'm like, we're gonna be friends, and then like a year from now, we're gonna have sex.
Ooh,
shouldn't do that.
Okay.
I'll tell them that like if you've proven yourself worthy, and I still like you a year from now, we'll make a mistake one night, and it'll be a good time.
Okay,
and they'll just laugh it off. Like I know, I'm so like.
Let me ask you. Has it worked?
No. That's what I was about to say. I'm such a creep. I'm not a creep in like a bad way, but like the girls I know, I can literally just say like nasty shit to them like all the time, and they don't take it serious. So, yes. And I guess I just fall deeper and deeper into the friend zone. So like,
yes,
you say I'm gonna sit on your face. I got a friend. I have multiple friends I've had nasty dreams about, and I hit them, hey, I had this really nasty dream about you. Oh, for real? What happened? And I'll tell them, yeah, you was doing this and that. Like, you're so funny, Lafayette. So you want to make it happen? Hell no. But so, like they're not even threatened by that shit.
So let me tell you, part of the thing is they know that you are partially serious.
Of course.
They know that. So what you're actually doing, what you're doing is you're the guy when they post something on Instagram or whatever, you're the guy that like first to like it.
See, I don't do that on purpose.
Yeah. But
my natural instinct is like, oh, let me like that, but I don't do that on purpose.
Yeah, but
I don't like pictures on purpose. I don't want to be part of that train of dudes because they're coming.
With actual friends, that's the thing. This is where righteous always comes into play. You have to be righteous.
What is righteous? Explain it.
Righteous is, so earlier I was talking about quote unquote having plans. You do have plans. You do want to be alone or be without, hey, I don't want to see you today. You can't say that. You just have to say, hey, look, I got this thing, we'll meet up later.
So right? You gotta lie, like I said earlier. You gotta lie.
No, you're not lying. You're softening the
lie.
I don't want to see you today.
I would appreciate it so much more. And I know I'm not a woman. If a girl told me, we still cool, whatever, but I need some time this week. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go play PlayStation. Thank you for telling me that. That way I'm not just out here thinking like, oh yeah.
But you got to think like them though. You got to think like women though. Like you can't tell a woman something like that. You might be able to tell her that once, but for the most part, she's going to have to tell you that. We can handle that, right? If they really want to see you, you have to be at a point like if they really want to see you and you go, oh, look, I got this thing. I got to, then their ego won't let them like live with that, depending on how they feel, depending on if they've had enough likes on Instagram or that week, right? But for us, and it's the same thing for us too. So, because ego plays a big part of it, but there's no ego in this. Hey, listen, today I gotta do that. I gotta concentrate on this other thing. You can come over if you want to. I've done this. You can come over if you want to, but I'm probably not going to be good company, right?
See,
and then they come over or they won't. They'll stay at home. Okay, well, I need time to be at home. I'm like, oh, perfect. So
but then what happens if she comes over? When she come over, and then I really didn't want her. Then I really didn't want her there. Then I'm like, I got this body here.
Once again, the righteous feeling is, hey, look, if you really don't want her to come over, then you really say, hey, look, I got to work on this thing for about 5 or 6 hours. So we'll talk after that. Like I'll hit you up later.
What percentage of women do you?
Go ahead.
What percentage of women do you think understand that who speak English? Like if I tell them I don't want to see you today, they're not going to be offended or anything about. Okay, I get it. Cool.
You can't worry about that, because what's going to happen is they're either, like I said, it depends on how they feel about themselves. They're going to be insecure no matter what. So you can't worry about what they're, how they're going to feel about it. You just have to be righteous in your own. That to me is being righteous. And that's when they say, like, we don't communicate, there's a certain level of communication that we're comfortable with. That we don't feel like we're being dickheads. So, because most of the time, if men are honest, most of the time, you want to be by yourself.
I think that's most people.
That's most.
You want somebody when you want somebody.
You want somebody when you want somebody.
What's the Fonte line? I want a girl when I want a girl, but when I don't want a girl, I want a girl that understands that. That's what I mean. That Fonte, little brother.
Okay.
But like, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Where's that percentage who understands that? So I don't, and this is what it all comes back to for me. And you told me this 90%. Before. It's an effort thing. It's like, am I putting in the effort to keep this person? I just don't
practice, man.
Feel like, no, I don't feel like it. I don't think it's a shy issue. I think it's an effort thing. That's it's just like saying, I could go through, like I have this would be my thought process all the time when I'm talking to a girl, right? I can do a girl text me, right? And I know you're not supposed to text back right away, all that kind of shit. So I'm like, I'll play that game for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, I don't want to think about this. Yeah, I'll text her back. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with like not liking her picture. Like, oh, let me act like I'm not. I just don't feel like I guess it's laziness. I just don't want to do that.
But that's the thing.
In order to have companionship. Okay. I guess I'm not willing to work at it.
What's her mirror? Meaning,
there's no her right now. This is a hypothetical. This is every girl I've talked to.
No, but what I mean. Right now. Okay, so what I mean is gauge how soon you should text back, and this is like building attraction. Building attraction
that's the work.
That's kind of outside, but it's outside of being 100% righteous. If we're being honest, because I think a lot of times texting back depends on your availability of, this could turn into a whole text conversation, back and forth texting, which means I can't do nothing else, or it could turn into a phone call, which means I really can't do nothing else.
Did women do that? I haven't had one of those in years. I haven't talked to a girl on the phone in like 5 years.
Yes, they do.
But I'm not your average bear though. So,
but it depends, right? So, yeah, because you don't do the work. So it depends.
I don't feel like
you gotta learn. Because men have issues, and I struggle with it too. On you can build attraction, but you have to maintain attraction with women, because women get they're like goldfish. They get their attention span is all over the place, and then they'll lose you in like we'll always be if we're attracted to you, we'll always be attracted to you forever, right? But women aren't like that. They'll be attracted to you hardcore for a while, and then it'll stop.
Which is what we were saying earlier. Which is why you shouldn't always be available. It's like I was saying with content on the internet, like it's so much of it that now it's just like I watch people. I don't know if this is a good analogy.
Who you binging?
Huh?
What you mean? Are you binging anything?
I can't. I watch stuff so slow. I live in 1996. I don't. But I notice. I mean, people who comedians who post stuff on the internet, right? The ones who post stuff every single day, every day. It's just like when they post something now, it's just like, okay, I might look at it. It might be funny. But them one or two who post something like, I'm gonna post something like once a month. I'm gonna post a sketch, and it's like, or okay, here's a better example, right? Do you remember back in like 2007 when Lil Wayne was dropping like a mixtape or a verse like every single week? Yeah. It was good, but after a while, it was like, okay, we get it. Lil Wayne can rap, and when he would drop something, nobody cared. But whereas like Jay-Z drop a verse now, the whole world gonna stop because that doesn't happen every day.
Andre 3000.
Right, exactly. So that's the same
Yeah.
thing. What I'm saying with girls, if you constantly like trying to see her like all the time, after a while it's gonna get old. Or just like with comedy, like we're doing an hour. If you start, let's like you starting out too hot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you can't follow it.
You can't sustain it. Yeah.
Right. You gotta hit them, pull back, hit them, pull back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's when I don't feel like doing the work. I don't want to like sit there and plan out like, you know, okay, I'm gonna try to see her today, but I'm not gonna try to. Like I don't. When I want company, and it's usually like Friday, Saturday. That's when I want company.
Of course.
Otherwise, that's
when everybody wants company.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't need to see you. You can hit me up during the week and say hello. Don't text me good morning every morning. I don't want to do that. I hate that. Look, I hate that court required good morning text. I don't like hit me up when you want to hit me up.
So here's what you do. Here's what you do, right? Subtle hints. She texts you whatever time. You text her early afternoon. So you text her back at 12. 1 o'clock.
It's too much work.
Early hints. But that's early, like, because women pay attention to details, right? It also depends on how abusive they are. Because she might bring it up in a because you never text me when I text you back in the morning. And that's when you got to break it down. Like, look, because I don't get up that early and I don't like texting in the morning. All right? So you can keep texting in the morning if you want to. Text for you. Don't text for me to respond to you. You send a text because that's what you wanted to say.
Because that's what you wanted to say. Exactly.
Right. That's the thing, right? We have to do things righteously because women don't.
You don't think it's some that will, though?
What do you mean?
Some women will like text you and keep it moving, but then probably the ones that don't like you, huh?
They are, yes. There's a possibility that they're doing the old keep them on the string move. Good morning, and you haven't heard from them in like a week.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Weird. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, but that's what they're trying to.
I don't try to figure them out.
Trying to be like us.
See, you're a scientist, dog. You break it down and figure this shit out. Once I turned 30, something clicked in my brain where I was like now, like it happens all the time. This is my process, right? I'll meet a girl. I like her. We'll go out once or twice. We hang out, talk, conversation good. I try to keep it going. They'll go like radio silent on me. And I used to try to figure it out. Now
you got other dudes.
Probably. And now I'm just like, okay, I don't care. I'm going to go play a PlayStation or draw or something. I don't care.
That's the thing, right? So they get bombarded and you have to be at the top of your game in those 2 dates or 1 date or whatever. There can't be any flaws or, they move on to the next dude.
Well, there's going to be
And if he's more, because they need to feel like, they also need to, once again, goes back to ego. They need to feel like you're interested. Otherwise, they're going to lose. They're going to be like, well, he's not interested anyway. I'd rather go with this dude that crosses off less on my box. Maybe 1 or 2 less. Not 12.
I guess
12 less thing.
I'm not going to figure it out. I don't think I'm going to figure it out. My solution is I told you this. My solution is to get rich. I think once I'm rich, it'll alleviate everything.
Dog, YouTube channel. That's the.
You said on what?
Every YouTube channel. I'm telling everybody, just do a YouTube channel.
Yeah, the YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, that go back to what I said. I think now with the internet, I think that bubble's going to pop.
What's the bubble?
That's as far as social media and content. I think Donald Trump getting off Twitter, I think that's good. That has a lot to do with it. I think people are going to quit Twitter. People are going to quit social media. I think people, and especially after COVID's over, and people can actually go outside and they can actually experience people and do shit. I think that the content that content bubble, I think it's going to pop.
You don't think it's going to get worse when people can actually go outside and do the things that they would want to do, but outside of COVID? You don't think it's going to because I saw a lot of kids. I mean, I know you've seen this. There's a guy that'll walk up to people at Walmart and in another man's ear go, just for clout. You don't think that's gonna get worse?
No. That dude, she probably gonna get getting punched in the face, right?
Oh, I'm sure he has. There's a lot of people that tried to fight him. It's the same thing with, remember, I'm Tyrone. And I
That shit was fake. That shit was staged like that shit was so staged.
Some of them dudes was trying to fight him.
You know what I hate?
Some of them dudes, you could tell he's a big dude, man. Some of those guys were like, I'm about to get my ass beat. So they didn't knuckle up.
You ever see the ones where I always hate this shit where it'll be some white nerds and they go to the hood. They go to like a lower class black area and they'll walk up, dudes walking up behind dudes, pull your pants up, or like grabbing his pants. One time he did this thing, hey, you got beef? And then dude's like, yeah, I got beef, motherfucker. And dude tried to fight him and shit. No, it's a prank, it's a prank, it's a prank, it's a prank. The thing I hate, right? In the comments, people are like, oh, you can see they're so aggressive. This is what they do. And I'm like, no, that's because they didn't go to a white neighborhood where people will react the exact same way.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I hate that shit. It's funny when they get beat up, though.
Yeah, of course.
It's a prank.
It's funny to us.
It's not a prank.
So what? What?
That's it. It's not even funny, though.
Yeah.
Leave the funny to funny people.
But that's the thing, right? Go ahead.
I saw this one lady. Just say everybody don't have a gift for comedy. Her son has some Yeezys, right? It's pretty expensive shoes. I think they're ugly, but whatever. She took them and set them on fire.
Yes, of course.
And her son's like, what are you doing? And she's like, it was a prank. That's not a prank. That's not funny enough. Who is getting pleasure from this?
Who was laughing at
funny.
This?
She wasn't even laughing.
She wasn't laughing. No, because I see it in commercials all the time. I'm like, somebody, like, y'all don't know what comedy is. You can't just do something and then have a random thing happen and it be funny.
Right.
Like, it has to, did anybody laugh when y'all did this?
Like, where are the spots? What are the punchlines?
What are the punchlines?
That's why I could never get into the quote unquote alt shit, because I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but at what point am I supposed to laugh here?
That it's more anti-comedy.
Right.
When you talk alt. You know?
It's that like I'm just saying shit.
Well, it's a different kind of ridicule, but comedy is tough, man. So this shit
easy.
This shit easy, dog. It's tough. So a lot of people, it's tough for certain types of people. If you're a sensitive person, and that's the problem with it to me, is that comedy. I remember coming up at Wiseacres, man. It was it was rough, dog. It wasn't fun. Some of them nights, it was rough.
What you mean? Like, as far as
some of the comics in the back, man.
Dealing with the other comics.
When I first started, it was intimidating to go up and have a bad set. And, you know, sometimes it was just tough when you got up there, you know, late at night or whatever. It was easier because you were like, well, ain't nobody here.
Who cares, right?
So who cares? But if you got a set earlier on in the night on a Wednesday, or what was it, Wednesday night? Wednesday night was the best night for some reason. And then Thursday night, they had Thursday night, but why wasn't Thursday so good? I never understood that.
I think I do remember that. Yeah. But you was friends with people.
Yeah.
I think you got to go see your friends afterwards. You forget back in them days, I didn't talk to nobody. I talked to you.
Oh, that's
because you was like one of the one black dudes. But,
yeah.
But like I didn't really know people. I remember dude told me, a comic that was around back then, he told me people thought I was like retarded. Because remember, I wouldn't talk to anybody. I would just go in and read my book. I didn't really F with nobody like that. Yeah.
And I felt I wasn't a social person until I met comics, and I was like, oh, y'all got issues.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't like people that much. Y'all got problems.
Yeah. A lot.
Dog. What'd they say? Like, did you ask them that, or were they just like, yo, man, we used to think you had mental issues.
No, yeah, we did a show together. Yeah, he said we thought you were retarded.
Hilarious.
I wasn't about people. That was my first exposure to like life. Like at that age, I was like, I think I was 20 when I started. But mentally, I'm like, I had never had sex before. I had barely kissed a girl before. I was
Right.
probably like 13 mentally.
Mentally.
Yeah, I was not.
And then
I was a child, pretty much.
and then you were thrust. How did you find out about Wiseacres, and why did you come? Because you drove from. Were you still in?
I was in Fort
Maryland?
Washington.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even drive it myself. My dad, of all people, took me to the first one I did because I was working for him at the time, and I said I wanted to do. Yeah, would have been a sophomore in school. So I said, I think it was that summer. I said I wanted to do stand up. Then this dude he worked for found that open mic and signed me up, and I went and did it. And then I did. It was hacky, dumb, easy new comic shit, but it was fine. And then my dad was like on my dick for the first time in life, right? And then the next week though,
sounds
right?
weird to hear.
Yeah, he was right on it. Yeah,
yeah.
He that's a euphemism, by the way. With me and my dad.
I know they know. I'm being stupid.
The next week though, he took me.
My audience is like that. Go ahead.
I didn't do well the next week.
Yes, of course. Okay, what happened?
In true form, he got mad with me and said, "I'm never bringing you out here again." And that's when I was like, "Okay, cut off. I have to. This is.
I got to be good.
I got to cut you off because that's the end right there. It's
like no more comedy.
No more him. It was like I can't have you because he was not the most encouraging guy, right? So like most shit was just like you're bad, you suck, and it was like take the fun out of it. Yeah. So I guess that was a maturing moment to be like, okay, you can't have any parts of this. Like, you can't take this from me.
Dang. Because after you did it the second time, you were like, oh, this is it. No.
I think I knew the first time.
I want to do.
Yeah, the first time I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
And your father's encouragement, or your father, like really being into you, encouraging you after that was
it wasn't encouraging. It was like being on your dick. It wasn't like encouraging. It was just like seeing an opportunity.
Like, I got my. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it was like, oh, okay, I see that. Which is the same thing with like my little brother was the same way. My little brother was like a really good wrestler in high school, but like when he first told everybody I was on a wrestling team, my dad said, "You can't freaking wrestle. You suck, whatever." But turns out he was good, and then now my dad's coaching the team. That's a true story. So that kind of energy. But then the week after that, that's when it was just like, nah, you can't have this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. He was so mad with me too. It's like, I'm never bringing you out. I'm like, what? I didn't, and at the time I didn't know that like you can bomb. Yeah, I didn't know.
Neither did he apparently.
No, he didn't know. That was a smart choice. This man told me
he bombed in parenting.
He had a.
Go ahead.
He told me some dude's joke. He told me when I first started out, he said, take that dude's joke and go to the Comedy Factory and do that joke. And I'm like, again, this is the blessings of the universe or God or whatever you call it looking out for me. Because had I listened to that advice, I'd probably be blackballed. You can't do that
early on. But that's the thing, right? So Nick Cannon did that early on. He was doing other people's jokes.
Oh, for real?
So
did he not know?
No, he didn't know that you couldn't do that. He didn't know that you just walk, which doesn't make sense for you to think, oh, I'm just gonna take this other person's joke.
No, it was. I didn't know that, but I think I didn't do that because of pride and ego.
Yeah,
that was my thing. But I didn't know that that's like basically touching a child for comedy. That's like comedy pedophilia. Yeah, you don't do that. Yeah. But it wasn't my instinct to do that anyway. It's like I have ego. I'll write my own shit. So luckily I had it. But I didn't know that was like, I didn't know that was the rules that you don't do that. Yeah. I think you, as a new comic, I think you should get a 3-year grace period to just fuck up.
Yeah.
Like they really like
you fuck up
any kind of way. I'm maybe not sexual harassment stuff.
No,
maybe some light.
Comedy
maybe you know what? Maybe some light sex. No, never mind. Let me not say that on this podcast. Maybe like you can get away with a little bit of creepiness. You slid in a DM or two. You know what I mean? Because they don't know. They don't know better. You didn't send so sending like a dick pic or something. You can't do that.
No.
But they don't know the vibe of like, tell your jokes and go home. Don't don't get involved in shit. They don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe a 6-month grace period. Maybe.
3 years is a little long for some of these maniacs that
Yeah,
I've
because
seen on
they
the
really
stage.
don't know. We know, I feel like in DC, I knew because I had we had older people to tell you, come
Yeah.
here. You can't like Randolph, like, come here.
Look,
Don't you
man.
can't. Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
In other scenes I've been in, it's a lot of like the blind leading the blind. Like it's nobody to tell you, like, you see people in the back of the room that's there to watch the show. Get up and let
Yeah.
them sit down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Instead of sitting up front like a lot of comics like to do.
Yeah, which is why are you doing that? Go sit in the back. The show ain't for
Go
you.
sit in the back. A lot
Yeah.
of I don't understand that. But there was one kid at Big Hunt that he was sitting on the front row and
Mhm.
he was heckling. Like anytime you said something or there was a pause,
Mhm.
he would run his mouth
Oh gosh.
or he would say something. And I was like, dog, I know you want to do comedy. Like it's obvious,
Mhm.
but this isn't the way to do it.
That's the
Like
grace period.
you gotta go back there. Like you gotta go back with the comics. You can't sit
Think
up
he
here.
didn't know? Or would you think he was doing that to try to get on? Or like was it
I
like a
think
thing with just who he had a shitty personality?
partially clout, partially shitty personality, and it's just the thing of, yo, I want to be a part of the show. And that's what you feel, that's what we all felt as young. Like, when you first started, did you
Mhm.
go around to spots and look at how people, I know you don't watch a lot of comedy now, but when you first started, did you kind of go and, I'm doing air quotes, look at the competition a little bit?
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
I'll still be sizing people up. Yeah, I was sizing
Yeah.
people up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to see like, I could do that. I could do that. Do you think I think that attitude comes from, do you remember the scene in Nutty Professor where
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle was roasting everybody and then Eddie Murphy roasted him and took the mic from
Yeah.
him?
And took the
And I
mic,
think a
yes.
lot of people think that's what you're supposed to do. And I've heard people who have that comedy origin story where they're like, I started out because some dude on stage wasn't funny, and then I took the
Mhm.
mic from him, and they think that's what they're supposed to do. You don't do that. That's not real. That's
Yeah.
fiction. That's like a one
Mhm.
in a bazillion chance of that
It's a
actually
movie.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But a lot of comics, I mean, Donnell Rollins talks about it. Patrice O'Neal talked about when he was going by Bruiser.
Mhm.
he would
It's the grace
heckle.
period.
That's the grace period, right? You got your name changed and everything. Or you start out with a different name.
Yeah, because you don't know better.
Yeah.
Because I would do.
Kevin Hart was Kevin the Bastard.
Yeah.
That was his name when he first started.
I'm trying to think, do I have anything like that where I'm like, some of my content was kind of like, especially now, was kind of like, that was kind of whack. Why'd I say that?
Yep.
A lot of like easy, I was spending a lot of time in Richmond. A lot of easy stereotype, I remember my bread and butter was this joke about a black transformer, right? What was the joke?
Yeah.
Like the black transformer would change into like a Cadillac or some shit. No, it was a
Right.
Mexican transformer. He would change it to a Ford Fiesta, and then 17 other transformers would jump out of him. And I'm like, and that was like my finishing move. During my when I was in Richmond, that was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up with this right here.
Kill him. Right.
And it would get the laughs, but like it wasn't like good laughs. And I don't think you understand that until later on. You realize like every laugh ain't the same kind of laugh. Yeah. It's like people like, oh, this person's a hack. It's like, well, they're not gonna do better than you with your original shit.
Right.
It's not gonna stick to their ribs.
Yeah. I had a joke about tigers. Like,
I remember that joke.
Do you think that tigers in the wild look at tigers in the zoo?
Yeah.
Like, look at this dude dancing for these. He's such a house tigger.
A house tigger, yeah. I remember that joke. I told you, I remember all your jokes. I remember all your shit. I remember that joke.
You walk up to me. I don't remember any joke that I did at Wiseacres.
I know all the comics from DC, like from my generation down, remember like all the Tim jokes.
Really?
With like, there's so many Tim jokes through the years, and you be like, I said that shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's you. That's your
Yeah.
joke. I remember you had the one about black kids be wearing clothes with historical figures on them but don't know who they are.
But don't know who they are, yeah.
Who, that's Frederick Douglass. He was like, yeah, that nigga matched my shoes. Like, that's a Tim classic.
That's how I used to write jokes. In and out.
When did you think you had like when did you think you figured it out?
Figured out what?
Just how to like I know how to do comedy now. Because I think it took me not till I moved to New York and got back like 10 years in where I'm like, I think I kind of know what I'm doing. Kind of.
You know what? I had a brief so I had a few opportunities come up and I would do these auditions and then I would fail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so what am I doing wrong? Like I was getting the laughs and I would work on the jokes, but it wasn't until I did like the Comedy Central thing where I was happy with the way I performed my set because I did it over and over. That's the first time that I did a set over and over and over again. Like I stayed disciplined for like.
You mean in regards to the industry stuff, like making it like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Not being so nervous and overthinking stuff and just kind of being like, do this joke, and then kind of end with, I don't want to say end with like make it a circle kind of, but for me it was the process was always hard because I didn't have the discipline to keep doing this. I would, if I knew something was coming up, audition something big,
Mm-hmm.
I would do the jokes that I'm supposed to do once or twice. And then after that, I would do, okay, I got this new joke that I'm throwing this new. I wouldn't stay disciplined on that. Like, that's the thing. If you stay disciplined with 5 to 10 minute set, then you'll get it. And then you'll definitely add stuff because that's how our brains work.
See, that's my problem now. I'm not I've forgone discipline.
Yeah.
And I just be trying to have fun. And I do, and I be proud of myself.
Right. Yeah.
If I can get up there and I'm not nervous, I know I'm me. I could care less if I freaking bomb my ass off at an audition. As long as I'm having fun and I was me, I'm like, I'll take it. I had an opportunity. To be on a thing.
Yes.
We'll talk about this off podcast for a name, or a pretty big name comic. Yeah. One of the top, probably most people consider one of the GOATs.
Right.
And they interviewed me as he was being honored. You probably know who I'm talking about. They interviewed me and
I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. And I had an opportunity to be on the
basically, you were there that night?
No. Hell no. I wish.
Oh,
no.
They called you in.
No, they interviewed me we thought we was going to be there that night. They didn't even use my footage for the thing because I went in, they interviewed me
I'll tell
for like
an
hour.
Later. Okay.
You know who it is. I mean,
know who it is.
Yeah.
But what I mean is there that night. So on this specific night,
it wasn't that night.
Some of us got a call, not the main night, but the night before.
Night. I was out of town. I got that too. I was out of town.
You got the call to be like, hey, you need to be here tonight because somebody's gonna be here.
Yeah.
And okay, I got that call, and I was like, I don't want to go because I was at another thing.
I'm there too. People, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you say that.
But that was the thing. Like, I didn't know, so they weren't specific about it. But
also, so you would have went.
I don't know.
That's what the younger comics don't get. That is like, you don't have to say yes to everything, especially a situation like that. Like, I'm not a big comedy fan.
Yeah.
So they're like, you should have been. I'm not, like, back in the day before I knew better, I probably would have drove home just to be at that thing. But I'm like, for what? So you can see him and maybe take a picture? He ain't thinking about you.
But what the thing about me, or the thing that I didn't want to do is be there and be like, you know,
a groupie.
Yeah, a groupie.
He's a coworker.
I would rather. That's kind of how it felt to me. I wanted to be like, oh, either he sees me, and this is ego, by the way. I just want you to know this isn't healthy. This ain't good.
I know where you're going. I think it's a good thing.
But it is ego.
Uh-huh.
But I want him to see me and be like, hey, I want to work with that dude. Or I want to be at a show and he or some of the other people that were there, because there was a lot of people there.
Oh, I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I'm glad I wasn't there. I was going to college. I was getting my paper. I was getting some paper. So that's what's most important.
I kind of felt it a little bit too. Like, I don't think I would. First of all, I wouldn't have wanted to be in the back, because they did both shows. They did the front room and then the main. We almost should just tell them what it is, because it's. I mean, if they're kind of in the know, then they'll figure it out. Basically, it's Dave Chappelle's Kennedy Center honor, the Mark Twain Award.
Right.
He was at the DC Improv either the night before, maybe, and a lot of us got a call to go and be there, but they didn't say for what specifically. They just said, hey, you want to be at the club tonight?
It wasn't an official thing, right? It was just like on the, like, you probably should come here tonight.
It was a kind of a, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of a
maybe, we got the same call.
Maybe. But it wasn't like, because they're going to be here. It was like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Like, you want to work? It was kind of one of those things.
I think that's what I got to. Yeah.
But also, so people started talking where I was, because I was at a comedy festival in DC. I was at the Benson Ball thing.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I don't even want to, and people were inviting me to go out too. I didn't go out. I was tired. I was just like, I'm going to go home. So I skipped out on everything. But that's just me, how I am now.
But what did you miss, though? That's the thing. I think people look at
they look at it, yeah.
Like, this is going to be a life-changing experience. And I think I've worked with enough famous people, and you have too, to be like, you'll shake his hand. He'll tell you good set. It's fine. And then you move, you might pick up a thing or two. You might learn something, but it's like, it's not like, to me, I get excited about like doing like a NACA, because that means money. That's what I care about. Like, I'm trying to work. I'm not just trying to be hanging around. I guess that might be ego too. I don't care about meeting famous people. Like, it's not important to me. That's fine if it's an opportunity. I'll be, of course, sure. But as far as like, I'm going to go be where this person's at so I can shake his hand. And I haven't been on stage at all. That's different. If I go in there and flex, that's a completely different thing.
If you had come, do you think if you had come off like a weekend, so let's say you were working at another club, right? What's another club in the city at the time? Comedy Loft, right? If you're doing a set, if you're doing sets there, do you think you would have went over to the Improv?
I would have stepped in. But once I saw how many people were there, I probably would have stepped back out and went up the street to Big Hunt.
Yeah.
Because that's just not my, like, because you got to think, you got to put yourself in his position.
Right.
Every single person is thinking the same thing. Oh, I want to beat this dude. I want to beat this dude. I'm not, I'd rather earn him. I'd rather do it myself, honestly. And it's not like he's going to put you on either. He has like 1 million people that probably want the same thing from him.
Yeah.
What I was saying, though, I got an interview for the little PBS thing.
Yeah, that's what I know. That's what I because I saw Martin Meany got an interview too.
Yeah.
I know you got an interview too.
Yeah. Martin's smart. He's like, he knows what to do. That's why I respect Martin. Martin's smart. I went in that joint. I don't know what happened. I was on like 15. I was like, I cut a whole wrestling promo. I had Joe Claire was interviewing me. He was cracking up. We didn't even hardly talk about Dave Chappelle. I was like, yeah, he cool, but like me. Like, I went into full on narcissist mode. Here's how I do comedy. This is me. So they didn't use anything of mine. I was like, but at the same time, we were talking about discipline. I was not like, if that was back in the day, I probably would have been upset, like, no, I blew an opportunity. Now I was just like, okay, I went out like a G. I don't care.
Oh, on your terms.
Yeah, I went out on, to bring it back.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I went out on, because I don't watch a lot of comedy. So I'm not going to go up there and lie and be like, I saw Killing Them Softly. It was good. But what about me? What about me? Have you seen my shit? Like, I'm pretty good too. I'm pretty good.
No, did you know? But when you got interviewed, did you know it was for that? Did you know it was for?
I knew what it was for. Yeah.
Jeez.
Matter of fact, my college agent, out of all people, was the one who had told me about it, and I don't know how the shit that happened.
Told you that you had messed up.
No. She hit me up and was like, they're doing this thing for Dave Chappelle, and they asked about you, and I was like, huh, that's strange that they would go through her, but whatever. And she's cool. She was like, did you need help with it or whatever? I was like, no, I'm good. I can figure it out. I can go in and talk some shit. I wonder. Help. I don't want to be to that point where I'm like, I think I'm in a good place where I'm just like, I'm doing it like I'm just trying to be the best version of me I can be, as opposed to like that insecure thing where I'm throwing it on purpose to try to not get the opportunity. But I don't think that's where I am. Like, I really feel pure. Like, the same thing. Did you do the Montreal auditions last time they was here? You did. You did. Was you on my?
I think
group?
I was right before you. Or
okay,
no, you were later.
Our show was good though.
I was like 4th or 5th. From what I heard, we had a good show.
Yeah, and nobody else.
A really good show.
Yeah, everybody else was saying that wasn't the case. But the same thing. I went up there. I auditioned for that thing. This was my 5th time auditioning.
Same dude running it?
Yeah, same dude.
Guy?
Yeah, I think it was the same dude.
So he's seen you before.
He knew who I was that night. He was like, Lafayette, I've seen you before. I was like, yeah. And I went up, and I was just like, everyone all week was so like, we're a little bit older than the comics around here.
We were tight.
Everyone was so like, just like tight. Run the set.
That's the week, because I was doing that and the Comedy Central thing. So that's why I was so tight too, because I had both of those. And for that one, I just took out jokes.
Okay. I don't plan sets. I just learned everything and go up and start talking and see what happens. And that's the thing. I feel like I'm a lot more pure that way. I feel like the universe is working within me in a way more purer way when I go up and I just start talking, and whatever joke pops up. It's cool. But that Montreal audition, that's how I went up, and I was just like, maybe I'll be disciplined. And I seen the black people in the crowd, and I said something to them.
Oh Lord!
And they started smiling. I was like, oh, I get to make my aunt and my uncle laugh. I get to make the ancestors laugh. Here we go. And I started just crowd work. It was working. I don't think I started a joke until like 4 minutes into the set.
Yep. And you only had 5.
I finished that one joke.
5. Yep.
I ended on a big laugh. They liked me.
Yep.
A cook came back up. I did this basketball dap kind of thing and walked off like, yeah. And it was that same feeling. Like it was just like, I know I'm not getting this. And I had fun. I went on like a warrior.
Okay. All right. So do you think, so you still don't think that that's a little bit of self-sabotage?
Not at this point, no.
Do you think, because
if I go up and I'm trying to, if I'm being anything other than just a comic, I don't think it works. Because when I did the Kevin Hart thing, I felt like I felt super tight, like that feeling like I went the week before and was like running sets, and I don't usually run more than I don't run sets. You know what I'm saying? I just go on stage and try to be a more pure version of who I am. That's what I'm practicing when I'm on stage. I'm not like this joke, that joke. That's just not how I operate, right? But for the Kevin Hart thing, I went in with that mentality, and I felt like I was like, I didn't think I had a good set that night. I felt like I was like really like tight. I thought Rob Mayer had the best set, honestly, because he was Rob. He was in the crowd, doing what Rob does.
Going back and forth. Yeah.
Right. And I feel like when it's an audition, a lot of times we'll make that mistake. We'll try to start changing shit and like trying to take control of shit that don't really need to be controlled. Because at that point, it's like I'm doing comedy, 7 nights a week or whatever, going to Big Hunt every night. I'm doing pretty good. Why am I trying to fix what ain't broke?
You know, there is a truth to that, but our feelings are important. I mean, when we feel like we're too tight, then that's not a good feeling either. To do the set, because I've done the set where I was like, oh, I'm super tight, and I've done the set where I'm super loose. I kind of found a set where I was right in the middle.
The balance.
But what happened was, because I knew the jokes, or because I knew like every little thing, every little bit that I was gonna say, I felt comfortable. So for me, it was kind of right. It was right in the middle. I had 2 weeks of just everywhere I went, I did that set. But that's probably about where I could, like, before I went crazy, or before I was like, and then I spelled definitely without, where I was sounding like a robot or whatever. Right. And I still had the emotion of the jokes, and I still had the feeling that I had when I wrote the joke. You know,
and you like knew what you wanted to say.
Right.
See, that's
and that was the same thing for because my, what I was going to say for us, okay, we've been around enough industry. I've been doing it, 16 years. You're at what, 10?
16.
16? Oh, dang.
Something like that, 15 or 16. I started like a week after you.
Oh, that's right.
I think.
But we're at the point where we've been around enough industry. The thing is, though, and you may know this already, our names have come up.
Right.
So
right. They know who we are.
They know who we are. So
right.
if there's something, so if anything pops off with us, there's going to be somebody that hit you up and said, hey, I saw you 12 years ago at this thing, at this, remember that house party we did for what were they?
The Masons?
The Masons.
Yeah. That thing? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I bombed. It was, it may be somebody from there. That feels like a lifetime ago. What's funny, those kind of shows, those are the ones that I really remember, because those are the ones where I'm like, what was I doing?
Them the ones that they get you strong though. Now they get you strong. Do. Now they're fun now. I had one. I was like, see, I'm on some different shit now. I'm on some samurai shit. That's all that's in my head for like the last 8 months. It's just like, let me see, can I go out here and go out like a warrior? Because if I'm not being me, I don't think it works. That's just how my ecosystem is set up. Like, that's why I get jealous of people who actually, like yourself, who can actually like write jokes. Like post New York me, a lot of my jokes bomb. I just get my own likability. Like, I bomb a lot. The jokes bomb. They like me, but they don't like my freaking jokes. Before the COVID thing, I was doing a bunch of puns and like trying to get booed. And I was getting booed, but it was like fun. Like, they're still like, yeah, we're gonna follow you. We're gonna like,
we like you, but yeah,
right. But
what was the puns? I don't remember. What was the pun?
Oh, I was throwing puns. I was on some shit where I want to see if I can get these people to hate me. I would set up a really, really a good joke.
And you don't think you're in the self-sabotage. You trying to get people to hate you.
It's control. It's not hate me. It's just like, can I get y'all? They still gonna like me. I need the likability. That's like my Iron Man, Tony Stark battery shit. Like, I need them to like me. But once they like me, it's just like, okay, they like me now. I'm gonna do it. Let's see. Can I? You antagonize. Like, let's see what kind of shit I can say to women. Play fight with the women and see if they won't turn on me or not. You know what I mean? Like, when I was doing the thing about the Me Too thing, something about Me Too. That's how I would start the joke, and they would go, "Oh, here we go," and I'd be like, "Just trust me, ladies, and smile more." And they'd be like, "Oh!" But they still like me. But it was like play fighting. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just boom, got you. Like Martin joint, let your pussy open, bam.
Yeah.
I did this one joint where I was really feeling myself after this show. This was where I was like the ultimate samurai Lafayette, right? The improv called me that these people saw you. They want you to come do their private birthday party. This black lady. Yeah. Black lady. About mid-age. They seen you before. They want you to come do the birthday party. Cool. Right. You want us to book it for you? Yeah. How much time they want you to do? They want you to do an hour.
Damn.
in the middle of a black birthday party. I'm like, okay. Now that's the last time I got nervous before a show. I was like stressing. I was like, I don't know. You know, like I like to challenge the universe. Like I'm not scared of anything. These shows, I'm doing the colleges. I don't get nervous. That one, I was nervous, right?
Yep.
But I needed the money, so like I'm doing the show.
Right.
I get there and dude, her husband walked out, and I was like, so they really want 45 minutes? He was just like, yeah, I don't know, there's gonna be a long time. And then I saw his wife, and she was so bad, like she was fine, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing 45 minutes. She's gonna have it her way. And sure enough, I was like, he looked like I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna tell her what to do. Like I'm lucky to be with her. I'm doing whatever she tells me to do, right?
Yeah.
So I asked her, I was like, is it just 45 minutes? She's, yes, I want 45 minutes. Yes, you can do it. I was like, that might be, you can do it. You know, you can do it. Figure it out. Figure it out. Went up. Everybody else was dressed up. I had on freaking street urban attire or whatever.
Oh, my word.
The DJ this was in, you said where or when?
What year?
This was like last year. It wasn't that long ago. The improv wouldn't have booked me to do an hour before, like a couple years ago.
That's true.
But
that's a good sign though, because it make them look good too.
Right. But even like the people at the improv was looking at me like, "Are you like they were sending me into a mission that like I might not make it back from." You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So the DJ is looking at me. He knew the deal too. He was like, "All right, here you go." He gave me the mic. Stopped. People was dancing. He stopped them from dancing. We're going to have a comedian go up now.
Oh, my word.
Here we go. I pulled the stool up. I sat down. I just got the crowd work. And I got him. I was so proud of myself. That's like the moment I was like, yeah, I could do this shit. I'm no slouch. You know what I mean? Now, about like around like minute 50, that's when they started to teeter off. And we was all in agreement with like, all right, it's time to go.
It's time to go, right? Well, that's what I got what you want, though.
But that's what I'm talking about. That like that feeling of like I went out like a warrior. That was like that's better than just doing a comedy club and crushing at a comedy clubs. Who can't do that? How many people can go up at a? Yes, it's not you don't earn it. It's like that was like LeBron winning the chip with Cleveland. The comedy club is him winning the chips with Miami.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like you're on your own. This is your show. There's a difference between people coming to see you and it being your show and you being on a show and then people there's a good quality to both, I think, or there's an upside to both. When people come out after seeing one of their favorite comics and they go, yo, you were the opener. They do the secret. You should have been the headline.
Yeah, I like that. I love that shit. Yeah.
It don't work like that, dog. I just killed because you didn't know me.
That's what the point I'm trying to get to. Because I think right now we're glad to see you. Now I need we're paying to see you.
Yeah. But that's gonna come with
we came to see you.
It ain't never gonna. It doesn't come with just being funny anymore.
I know.
Now it's you need a thing. You need that's the guy from. I would do open for the Cash Cab guy.
Mm-hmm. That's all it takes.
People at the show.
Yeah.
Just Cash Cab. No stand up in the show. He might make a joke here and there. No stand up in the show. Will they go see him? Yeah.
But imagine when you actually good at stand up though, and you got that thing. I think Andrew Schultz is like super smart because he's got the podcast, and then I didn't watch the special he came out with. Wasn't like stand up in front of a crowd, was it?
What special?
He came up with a Netflix thing, and it's like he's doing jokes on it, but I don't think there's like
thing. It was a thing that he did on his Instagram where he would.
That's right.
Tell
turn your phone
on topics.
Okay,
yeah, it was in your phone.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, turn your phone. Yeah.
So people gonna come see him off that, but then his stand up is like a whole exactly. It's like, and that's like a different beast. So
that
you
was
can
the
do
difference.
Right.
That was the difference for him. So he had a little bit of notoriety. He did a movie a while back, but nothing really. That's the thing, is like it takes a few things to pop off. And then as soon as it does, then he started pushing his stand up a little more, where he was like, hey, yo, I'm a comedian. And then I think he got opportunities just like we all do, right? When you did the Comedy Central thing, Heart of the City, did you did we talk about this? You had a meeting, right? Did you meet with them ever?
No.
Okay.
I got some agent called himself messing with me for like half a second.
You have to,
but we didn't.
Okay, it goes right back to that, right? So anytime you get something, do something, there's an interest, and then it's okay. Well, what are you doing? And then
right. I had that when I was in New York. I had the meeting with MTV.
Yeah.
I had a good set one night, and they said it was like, we want to meet with you. And I was like,
yeah.
I was full of myself. I'm like, here we go. Somebody finally realized this boy got skills. Here we go, baby. I went in there. I'm like, I had my, I was working at Modell's. I took all my Jordans that I was going to buy when I got famous, and I was I put them in the back. That's where I was out of my mind at the time. And I just hid my Jordans. I'm like, when I get my deal, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to buy these freaking Jordans, right?
Oh, my word.
I walked in there. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go get my freaking J's from Modell's tomorrow because I'm about to sign a contract and they'll give me $1 million. They was like, so you do stand-up? And I'm like, yep.
General.
Yep. And what else you do? And I was like, you saw what I do. Like, what are you talking about? After that, I wrote like a bazillion scripts. 2 of them were good. 2 of them was fine.
Did they buy them or
no?
Did you?
I didn't ever get another meeting. That was just a lesson learned. Like, oh, you have to do other things. They don't care if you're funny or not.
They don't.
It's not about stand-up no more.
Yeah, they want a machine. They want to attach themselves to somebody that's already going, right? Which in actuality, it really means, they can help you, but you don't necessarily need them, right?
So that wasn't always the case, right?
No,
like because back in the day, it was like, that story of like, oh, somebody saw you in a comedy club. This kid's good. I believe in you. Yep. I'm gonna try to sell you. Now it's like, who's your group? Because now everybody's so damn divided nowadays. Who's your group? Right. And then how much money can we get from? How many of them are following you?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's the game.
How many people gravitate towards you? Candace Owens could do a stand-up tour if she wanted to.
Right.
All conservative comedians.
I mean, you can tell. I feel like you can tell when people are watching real stand-up, and you can watch their face kind of light up. Like, this is new. I haven't seen this before, especially like younger people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know it was this. I thought it was just like somebody trying to stick it to whatever group I don't like. You know what I mean? They're like, they'd be like in awe, like, oh, I didn't know that everybody, you can talk about jerking off in front of, and that's it.
Or I mean, something just happened to them. I remember being at a club. I went to the Stress Factory in New Jersey, and I don't know why, but earlier that week, I had I put Gold Bond powder on my I'll say testicles, just so it's not gross or whatever. And the sting of putting Gold Bond on your testicles. I went that weekend. A comedian, I think it was Greg Fitzsimmons, did a joke about it, and I was like, that just happened to me.
Right.
And I was in comedy. I had started comedy at the time, so it was just. Like I knew that feeling then. It's like, oh, when I say this, then people can really relate. If I say something that people, especially if it just happened, I'll really get them.
That's the thing. Now I think people latch on to whatever their group is so hard, like religiously almost.
Yeah, they do.
That like they're surprised when it's like I think it's one thing to like be able to go up and stick it to like one group. It's a whole nother level when you can go up and have people who would otherwise hate each other sitting there laughing at the same shit.
Yeah.
That's like that's like true power. I know I sound like a supervillain.
Yeah.
That's something about like that's that like world domination type shit.
That's why you gotta pay attention and that's why listening to people sometimes is good, but you just listen to the people that really motivate
individuals
you and keep you not like some people out there are just saying shit, and you just got to be like, just cut out all the bullshit,
They're saying stuff that's not like important to them. That's why I can't with Twitter. I'm trying to keep hope alive. I'm about to quit that joint though, Because everybody is like,
Yeah,
I watched so many, especially Trump time. Everybody, when he got elected, I made it my top priority to write as many dick jokes as I could because I knew what everybody else was going to be talking about.
Politics.
Everybody became a philosopher for 4 years, and
Everybody.
I'm just like,
Yep.
I'm about to bust out these dick jokes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be the best comic on the show with these dick jokes. And it's not even gonna be hard because they're not great dick jokes, but y'all are giving damn, college dissertations or whatever. Yeah, don't nobody would hear that shit.
I believe that the racial inequalities in this country.
Yeah, I may have done one or two, but I don't do long posts though.
Yeah, that I quit Facebook. I don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't even give. I'm to the point now. I think people have this. I think it's really like the Matrix. People feel like they have to report every thought they have to the internet.
Yeah,
I don't do that at all anymore.
Silly.
All of my internet is silliness. It's dick jokes, and I'm gonna keep on posting dick jokes for the rest of life. I used to try to drop jewels, but don't nobody care what I think about anything. Who cares? I'm just gonna talk about dick jokes. Just talk about titties.
Yeah, they do,
and they can't lose. No, they don't care.
They can't. Where can everybody find you, man?
I'm at Lafayette 24/7 on Instagram, at Lafayette 24/7 on Twitter. And if this money don't come through, up in your crib, stealing your shit. No. Who said that? This is a rapper said that back in the day. Some rapper said that.
Yeah, they used to always say that.
Up in your mama crib, stealing her shit.
If it weren't for hip hop, I'd be probably up in your house, robbing your shit.
Your shit. Now buy my album.
Now buy my album.
No, I just threatened you. Buy my album.
Yo, thank you for joining me, man. We got to do this again. I mean, soon, because what else are we doing?
Yeah, this was cool. This was real smooth. I didn't get it turned up. I didn't get it turned up to like 15. I feel like I got to behave myself.
Yeah, second one.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it up. We're gonna talk about comic books and whatever I be talking about. I did. Do you ever do them Big Hunt shows? The digital ones?
Yeah, I have. Oh, have you done any shows?
I've done digital shows. That's what I was about to say. I did that joint, and I was just talking about comic book shit and like nerd shit. Nobody know what I'm talking about. And every dude on the screen jumped in like, wait a minute, I know Batman. I know the action figure. And that shit almost turned into a nerd podcast. Sean was like, no. Cut this shit off. Stop.
Yeah.
Because I know where this is going.
The best part of those shows is after the show is over and we all just kind of chill and talk.
That shit is fun.
That's the best part.
Yeah. I wish it was more of that.
Yeah, he got more of that.
The last time you did it, was that when you was arguing with Umar on there?
That was one time when I was talking about Umar, and there was other time there was that girl.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that. Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah,
and I was like, why would you tell her that off the bat?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think she's a Trump supporter, though.
Oh, gosh.
I think so.
Oh, gosh.
She was kind of cute.
Yeah, she's a Trump supporter.
Yeah. Nah, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know.
Wow.
She looked like she had veneers, though.
No. Oh, I didn't look that closely. She lived too far away. Plus, it's COVID time.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
Ain't no girls during COVID time. Celibacy is the way to live your life.
Whatever.
Purity and chastity. No sex before marriage. Abstinence, kids. Remember that shit.
All right, we gotta go now. All right, man.
All right.
I'll talk to you again. Thank you for joining me, brother.
Yep.
So that was Lafayette Wright. Follow him on Lafayette 247. I think so. Anyway, I'll put it in the description on Podbean. Check him out. Funny dude. Check out his Heart of the City on, I want to say, if you don't have Comedy Central, which a lot of people don't have cable anymore, check him out on YouTube, Heart of the City. He had the same episode as Rob Mayer. And hey, back at it again. You guys have a good week. Enjoy the inaugural. Hopefully there's no BS. And I will talk to you next time. Peace.